Hi kids, how are you all? I hope you all must be fine, right? So today we are going to read for class 6 Science Olympiad. And in class 6 Science Olympiad, what things we are going to discuss? We are going to discuss the previous year questions of NSO level 2. Okay, so in our previous session we have already discussed some questions, and in our today's session we are going to discuss some more questions. Okay, so are you all ready for it? Yes, so let's get started. Our first question, MS Sobhna conducted a science activity in the following steps. She made crystals of pure copper sulfate from an impure sample. She dissolved the crystals in pure water to make a blue solution. She added a metallic piece into the copper sulfate solution, and after some time, color of the solution changed to green. Which of the following statements is correct regarding this activity? Option A, step 1 involves a physical change while step 2 and 3 involve chemical changes. B, step 1 and 2 involve physical changes while step 2 involve chemical changes. Option C, all the steps involve physical changes, and D, all the steps involve chemical changes. Okay, so as per the question here, MS Sobhna conducted science activity. Okay, so the first activity is she made crystals of pure copper sulfate from an impure sample. So this one is a physical change. Okay, next she dissolved the crystals in pure water to make a blue solution. So this is also a physical state. Why these are physical change? Because here only the physical state is changing. No new substances formed during this process. Okay. And in option 3, she added a metallic piece into the copper sulfate solution, and after some time, color of the solution changed to green. So this one is the chemical change. Why chemical change? Because there is formation of new substance. When the metallic piece is dipped into copper sulfate solution, so new substance is forming. Okay, that's why the color is changing. So it is a chemical change. So here the correct answer is option B. Steps 1 and 2 involve physical changes while step 3 involves chemical change. Got it? Coming to the next question. Change X, cooling a mixture of air and kerosene vapors so that the liquid kerosene condenses out. Change Y, burning a mixture of air and kerosene vapors. What type of changes X and Y are? Option A, X chemical change, Y reversible change. B, X physical change, Y chemical change. C, X chemical change, Y physical change. D, X reversible change, Y physical change. So here the thing is, first one, cooling a mixture of air and kerosene vapor so that liquid kerosene condenses out. So here only the physical state is changing. No new substance is formed. That's why it is a physical change. Okay. That's why it is a physical change. But burning a mixture of air and kerosene vapor, here when we burn the air and kerosene vapor, new substances will be produced. So it is the chemical change. So correct answer is option B. X is physical change and Y is chemical change. Coming to the next question, match column 1 showing the properties of components of a mixture with column 2 showing method of separation and select the correct answer from the given codes. In column 1, difference in size of solid particles, difference in boiling point of miscible liquids, very fine particles insoluble in water, very fine particles soluble in water. And in column 2, evaporation, loading, distillation, sieving. And options are A, P4, Q3, R1, S2, B, P3, Q2, R4, S1, C, P4, Q3, R2, S1, D, P1, Q2, R3, S4. So here, see, we have to match both the columns. So the first one, that is difference in size of solid particles. So if there is difference in size of solid particles, then we use the method sieving. So we can write here 4. difference in boiling point of miscible liquids. So if there is difference in boiling point of miscible liquid, then we follow the method that is distillation. Okay, so here we can write option 3. Then very fine particles insoluble in water. If very fine particle insoluble in water is there, then the method that is Loring. Very fine particles soluble in water, then we follow the method that is evaporation. So correct answer is P4Q3R2S1, and where it is present? It is present in option C. Got it? Coming to the next question. So with a class 6 student took some samples and stuck each with a hammer. He noted down his observations in the given table. So samples are sample sponge on hammering, no change. Sample gold bangle on hammering, get flattened, and stone breaks into pieces. Identify bit 1, 2 and 3. So Soviet took some sample and stuck each with a hammer and noted some observation. So we have to find out what observation he noted. Okay. So here sponge no change is there. Why? Because we can say that sponge is soft. Then gold bangle get flattened. So this is the property we can say gold is malleable. Okay, you know malleable. When we stuck with hammer, we get a flattened structure. Okay. Next is stone breaks into pieces. So we can say that stone is brittle in nature. So here the correct answer is option C, soft, malleable and brittle. Got it everyone? Coming to the next question. To separate constituent of mixture, Barsha adopted the following methods. Water plus sawdust plus sugar gives. Here we follow a method X and sawdust is removed. Then we are left with sugar and water solution. Then another method is followed. Then only sugar is left. So what could be the method X and Y? Option A, X loading, Y condensation. B, X filtration, Y evaporation. C, X sedimentation, Y decantation. D, X distillation and Y centrifugation. Okay. So here see, we have to separate constituent of a mixture. So water, sawdust and sugar is there, and we have to follow some method so that this solid sawdust will be removed and this sugar water solution will be there. So to remove an insoluble solid substance, we use the method that is filtration. Okay. Then the sugar water solution is there, and how we will get sugar? Sugar is completely dissolved in water. So if some substance is soluble in water, then we follow the method that is evaporation. Okay. So here X is filtration and Y is evaporation, and it is present in option B. Right? Coming to the next question. Refer to the given Venn diagram and select the incorrect option regarding P and Q. P, that is, it is a fat soluble vitamin required for bone and teeth formation. Q, it is a mineral required for both and teeth formation. So options are A, P is formed when our body is exposed to sunlight. B, deficiency of P or Q can cause rickets. C, Q is present in milk and its product. D, P is vitamin D, whereas Q could be calcium or sodium. Okay. So there is a Venn diagram and we have to find out the incorrect option. So incorrect option. Okay. So first let us find out what are P and Q. So P required for bone and teeth formation. It is a fat soluble vitamin. So this one is vitamin D. Okay. Which is required for bone and teeth formation, and Q, it is a mineral. So Q that is required for bone and teeth formation, it can be calcium or it may be phosphorus as well. So first option, P is formed when our body is exposed to sunlight. It is correct because vitamin D is formed when our body is exposed to sunlight. Deficiency of P or Q can cause rickets. Yes. Deficiency of vitamin D and calcium, they cause ricket. Q is present in milk and its product. Yes. Calcium is present in milk and its product. Okay. Then P is vitamin D, where Q could be calcium or sodium. This one is incorrect because P can be vitamin D, Q can be calcium, but it cannot be sodium. Okay, it may be phosphorus, right? So here the correct option is option D. Which one is the incorrect? Coming to the next question, refer to the given pie chart showing nutrients P, Q, R and S present in different foods and identify the correct statement regarding them. So P, Q, R, S is there. So bit 1, food rich in P is taken by sports persons, which provides them with instant energy and it turns blue-black in color on adding iodine solution. Option 2, S helps in retaining water in the body and maintains healthy bowel movement. 3. S is important for growth and repair of body tissues, thus requiring more amount in person recovering from accident injuries. 4. R forms antibodies in the body and its deficiency causes marasmus characterized by dry and rough hair, swollen stomach and mental retardation in children. 5. Food samples containing Q turns into purple or violet color when treated with 2 drops of copper sulfate and sodium hydroxide solution. Okay. Options are A, 1, 3 and 5 only. 1, 3 and 4 only. B, 2, 3, 4 and 5 only. C, 1, 2 and 5 only. D, 2, 3 and 5 only. 4 only. Okay. So, we have to identify the correct statement regarding this P, Q, R and S. So, in P, whatever food materials are there, we can say that these contain carbohydrates. Okay. And Q here, it can be protein, and R, it contains fat, and S, these are fruits and vegetables. So usually it contains vitamins and minerals. Okay, and it can also contain the fibers, that is the roughage we can say. Okay, vitamins, minerals and roughage. Okay, so we have to find out the correct statement. So correct statement, that is 1, 2 and 5 only. Food rich, that is carbohydrate, is taken by sports person and it gives them instant energy and turns blue-black in color on iodine solution. This one is correct. Okay, and next one is S helps in retaining water in the body, maintains healthy bowel movement. It is due to the rough phase. Then 5. Food sample containing Q turns into purple or violet color when treated with 2 drops of copper sulfate and sodium hydroxide solution because it is the taste for proteins. Okay, so these 3 are correct. That's why correct answer is option C. Coming to the next question. Match column 1 with column 2 and select the correct option from the given codes. Column 1, weft, felt, knotting, verb. Column 2, trying knots in yarn to make carpets, etc. Q, longitudinal threads running across the fabric. R, filling threads running horizontally across the length of fabric. Then fabric made by pressing fibers together. Okay, so here the correct answer is option A. That is R, filling threads running horizontally across the length of fabric. Then felt, that is fabric made by pressing fibers together. Then knotting, that is tying knots in yarn to make carpets, etc. Then verb, that is longitudinal threads running across the fabric. Okay, so here the correct answer is option A. Coming to the next question, which of the following joints show the given characteristic? Bit 1, it allows movement in one plane only. Bit 2, it allows back and forth or up and down movement. In option A, humerus, radius ulna. B, radius ulna. C, vertebra. D, hip bone and femur. So, we have to find out that which of the joint allows movement in one plane only and allows back and forth or up and down movement. So, here the correct answer is option A, that is humerus and radius ulna. Coming to the next question. Read the given statement and select the option starting which one are true and which one are false. So in cactus, leaves are reduced to spines and stems perform photosynthesis. Okay. So yeah, this statement, it is true. Mountain goat have cloven hooves for climbing rocky slopes of mountains. This one is true. Deer have long, in lion, eyes are placed in front of his head to look in all direction. No, this one is false. Then deer have long ears to hear sound of slight movement of their predators. Yes, this one is true. Frogs have strong foreleg muscles which help them leap around to catch their prey. So this one is false. Submerged plants have thin river-like leaves to withstand water current flowing with water. So this one is true. So here the correct answer is option D. Got it? Coming to the next question. Ridhan classified animals in 4 groups on the basis of their feeding habits. In doing so, he wrongly placed one animal in one of the groups. Identify this group and select the correct option. Option A, giraffe, rabbit, wildebeest and deer. B, crocodile, crow, snake and eagle. C, leeched mosquito, lice and bedbug. D, tiger, snow leopard, wolf and lion. Okay, so Ridhan classified animals in 4 groups on the basis of their feeding habit, and we have to find out the group in which he has placed wrongly one animal. Okay, so if we try, and the options are given, so we will find out the difference where there is a difference in the feeding habit. Okay, so here the feeding habit of this and this are same, but it is not correct for this one. Crocodile, crow, snake and eagle, they do not have same feeding habit. Okay, so here the correct answer is option B. Coming to the next question. Read the given passage and select the option which correctly fills any 3 of the blanks. Dash is the main source of water on earth. Okay, so main source of water on earth, that is surface water. However, dash is considered more pure than B1, that is surface water, as it is free from contaminants. So 2, that we can say groundwater or underground water. Okay. Then city roads flooded with water dry up due to the process of, that is evaporation, right? Then rate of evaporation increases with increase in temperature. The process of dash changes water vapor in air to water. So water vapor in air to water, okay, that is the name of the process is condensation. And 3 and 5 help in circulating water between hydrosphere and atmosphere. So 3 and 5, that is evaporation and condensation, helps in circulating water between hydrosphere and atmosphere. Right. So the options are given here. So we have the options, and as per the options, which D is the correct answer. 2 groundwater, 4 increase and 5 condensation. Okay. So let's move to the next question. Which among the following statement is incorrect? Cigarette paper is commonly made from flax fiber. Silk is obtained from larva of silkworm fed on leaves of mulberry trees. Then cotton grows well in black soil rich in humus. D, coir is obtained from husk which is separated from coconut by soaking them in water. Okay. So cigarette paper is commonly made from flax fiber. This one is correct. Silk is obtained from larva of silkworm fed on leaves of the mulberry trees. So basically from that a cocoon is made. Okay, from that cocoon we are getting the silk. Cotton grows well black. This one is correct, and this one is also correct. So what is the incorrect option? That is option B. Coming to the next question. Read the given statements and select the correct option. Statement 1. Animals cannot take nitrogen directly from atmosphere. Rather, they obtain it from plants they eat. Statement 2. Plants also cannot take nitrogen directly from the atmosphere. Rather, free living or symbiotic nitrogen fixation bacteria present in soil convert atmospheric nitrogen into soluble nitrogen compounds that can be used by plants. So options are A, both statement 1 and 2 are true, and statement 2 is the correct explanation of statement 1. B, both statement 1 and 2 are true, but statement 2 is not the correct explanation of statement 1. C, statement 1 is true, but statement 2 is false. D, both statements 1 and 2 are false. Okay. So here it is given animals cannot take nitrogen directly. Yes, this one is correct because animals cannot take nitrogen directly from the atmosphere. Okay. We cannot use it. For using it, we are dependent on the plants, on the plant products. Got it? Then in the second statement, that is also correct, that plants also need nitrogen, but they cannot use nitrogen directly from the atmosphere. So what happens? There are certain bacteria, okay, and we call them as symbiotic nitrogen fixation bacteria. What they do, they take nitrogen from the atmosphere, they convert them into soluble nitrogen compounds, that is nitrates and nitrites. Okay, these nitrates and nitrites, they are soluble in water, so root absorb the water and these nitrate and nitrates and plants use them. Okay, both the statements are correct, but the statement 2 is not the correct explanation of statement 1. So here the correct answer is option B. Coming to the next question. P is found abundantly in cod liver oil and is important for visual efficiency. Q is sourced from amla, tomato and citrus fruits, and its deficiency may cause wounds to take longer time for healing. R is formed in our body in the presence of sunlight and its deficiency in toddlers may cause deformity in legs. Okay. So now select the incorrect option regarding this. Option A, P can be found in spinach but not R. B, in absence of R, our body will show calcium deficiency even if it is abundant in our food. C, Q is also called B complex as many of its varieties are available. D, B cannot be dissolved in water. Okay. So here what is given? P is found abundantly in cod liver oil and important for visual efficiency. So we can say that P is vitamin A. Okay. Then Q is sourced from amla, tomato, citrus fruit and deficiency may cause wounds to take longer time for healing. So Q, it can be vitamin C. R is formed in our body in presence of sunlight and its deficiency in toddler cause deformities in leg. So R is vitamin D. Okay, and yes, so as per the answers, P can be found in spinach but not correct. In absence of R, our body will show calcium deficiency even if it is abundant in our food. Yes, because for that vitamin D is required. Then Q is also called B complex as many of varieties are available. No, Q is vitamin C. P cannot dissolve in water. This one is correct because vitamin A, it is not dissolved in water, it is dissolved in fat. It is a fat soluble vitamin. Okay. So correct answer is option C. Coming to the next question, refer to the given flow chart and identify 1 to 4. Has backbone? No. 1. Yes. Boat shape body to reduce resistance in water or air. Yes. Breathes through lungs. No. 2. Then yes, body covered with feathers. No. 3. Yes. 4. Okay. Options are A, cockroach, snake, penguin, frog. B, earthworm, scoliodon, dolphin, sparrow. C, leech, crocodile, starfish, whale. D, snail, silverfish, shark, ostrich. Okay. So here, see, first one has backbone. No. So this one is our earthworm. Okay. Then boat shaped body to reduce resistance in water or air. Yes. But breathes through lungs. No. So this one is our scoliodon. Then breathes through lung. Yes. But body is covered with feathers. That is No, that is dolphin, and yes, covered with feathers, that must be a bird, so it is sparrow. Okay, so here the correct answer is option B. Got it, everyone? Coming to the next question. Class teacher gave 4 different samples of fibers to 4 students. Ria has fiber H, which is obtained from plant that grows best in alluvial soil in warm and humid climate. Fiber I given to Sumit gives smell of burning hair on being burnt and has ability to trap air and heat. While fiber J given to Kanika is a fiber obtained from an insect. Fiber K given to Rahul burns with a smell of burning plastic. Identify fiber H, I, J and K and select the correct option regarding them. Options are A. Fiber H is the cheapest vegetable fiber and is also known as golden fiber. Okay. Then fiber I, it is obtained from a passion vine and can be worn both in summer and winter. C. Fiber J does not absorb water at all, hence it is used in making raincoats. D. Fabric made up of fiber K can absorb sweat, thus it is comfortable to wear in hot and humid weather. Okay, so we have to find out the correct option. So here it is given that Ria has fiber H, which is obtained from plant that grows best in alluvial soil in warm and humid climates. Okay, so H, that is jute fiber. Okay, so it is jute fiber and it is the cheapest vegetable fiber and it is also known as the golden fiber. So here correct answer is option A. Got it? And coming to the fiber I given to Sumit gives smell of burning hair and ability to trap air and heat. So that is the wool fiber I, that is the, we can say wool. Then fiber J given to Kanika is a fiber obtained from an insect. So J, it can be silk. Then fiber K given to Rahul burns with the smell of burning plastic. So K, it is a synthetic fiber. Okay, maybe nylon, rayon. Okay, so here correct answer is option A. Coming to the next question, which statement is incorrect regarding the given figure? A. Process Q helps to obtain salt from seawater. B. The mirror in the bathroom becomes foggy when we take hot shower due to the process B. C. Process S results in dew drops on surface of leaves in winter morning. D. Process R is decelerated if humidity in the air is high. So what are the processes? First, let's start with here Q. So in Q, what is happening? This water is going into the atmosphere. So Q, it will be evaporation. Okay. Then in P, what is happening? This water vapor, they are forming the cloud. Okay. So this is the name of the process. It is condensation. Coming to S, that is water, the cloud, it is coming back. So it is called precipitation, right? And in R, something is going to the atmosphere from the tree. That means water vapor is going from the tree, coming out from the tree and going into the atmosphere. And the process, it may be transpiration. Okay, so now we have to find out the incorrect statement, right? So process Q helps to obtain salt from seawater. Yes, this one is correct. Evaporation is the process to separate salt from seawater. Then the mirror in the bathroom becomes foggy when we take hot shower due to the process P. So due to the condensation, that is the water vapor, it condenses, okay, on the mirror. That's why it becomes foggy. So this one is correct. Processes result in new dew drops on surface of leaves in winter morning. No. Then process R is decelerated if humidity in the air is high. So transpiration, yes, if humidity, that is the we can say the amount of water vapor, if it is more in atmosphere, then the rate of transpiration will be less. Okay, so this one is also correct. So here correct answer is option C. Coming to the next question, given image show various steps in processing of cotton fiber into fabric. Aren't these steps in the correct sequence? So here all the steps are given and the correct answer is option D. Okay, so what are the steps here? Basically in the picture, see. So in the first step, cotton is picked up from the fields, right? Cotton is picked up from the fields and the seeds are separated by combing, and this process is known as ginning. That is the step 1. In the second step, what is done? Ginned cotton is compressed to form bales, and these bales are sent to the spinning mills. Then the step 3, the cotton bales are loosened and cleaned. This process is known as carding. And in step 4, the cotton fibers are converted into rope-like loose strands, and these strands are twisted to make yarns. Okay, and this process is known as spinning of cotton yarns. And in the final step, the yarns are then used to make fabrics by weaving and knitting. Okay. So, coming to the next question, to increase the crop yield, farmers in an area started using chemical fertilizers and pesticide tremendously, which caused runoff pollution of a river flowing nearby. Which of the following graphs correctly shows the changes in level of dissolved oxygen and bacteria present in this river? So, this one is for oxygen and for bacteria, dotted line is there. Okay, options are given. So what happened? The farmers in that area started using chemical fertilizer and pesticide, which caused runoff pollution of a river. So pollution level in, that is in water, that is in the river water, increases. We have to find out the correct graphs that shows the change in level of dissolved oxygen and bacteria in this river. Sorry. So, if there is more pollution, then there will be less amount of dissolved oxygen. Okay, and less amount of dissolved oxygen will be there with time, and more amount of bacteria will be present with time. So, for the dissolved oxygen, the graph will decrease, and for the bacteria, the graph will increase. And it is the correct answer, option A. And this is the runoff, that is the pollution level is also increased. Okay, so this much for today's session. Let's meet you in the next session. In the next session, we are going to discuss some more questions of the previous year's SOF NSO level 2 exam. Okay, so till then, read mindfully, practice all the questions properly, right? So meet you soon. Bye bye everyone.